Nancy, are you really going to divorce Ryan and go abroad for further studies? In the quiet living room, Nancy Sue looked at Mrs. Sullivan's surprised face across from her and nodded. Yes, Aunt Sullivan. And as you know, I wasn't the one who was supposed to marry him in the first place. For Ryan, I was just an unexpected stand-in, a substitute when the real bride didn't show up. Now that she's back, he's been very happy lately, so it's time for me to go. Outside, fine snow was falling gently, creating a beautiful winter scene. Nancy smiled lightly. Going abroad to study has always been my dream anyway. Mrs. Sullivan looked at the young woman before her, remembering 3 years ago when Fiona Quinn, who was supposed to be the bride, ran away abroad on Ryan's wedding day. Just as Ryan was standing awkwardly at the altar, red-eyed and not knowing what to do, Nancy put on an ill-fitting wedding dress and slowly walked up to the stage. Full of apology, she picked up the microphone and apologized to all the guests. I'm so sorry, there was traffic on the way, I'm late. It was this act that saved Ryan's face and the Sullivan family's reputation. Mrs. Sullivan sighed deeply and asked uncertainly, will Ryan agree to the divorce? Nancy shook her head with a smile. I already have the divorce agreement. After all, she had sent the divorce papers half a month ago. At that time, Ryan was in such a hurry to finish work and go see Fiona that he signed without even looking, and left. Now, she just had to wait 7 more days to get the divorce certificate, and then she would be free. After all, the Sullivan family, for 3 generations, couldn't go abroad due to the confidential nature of their work. So once she went abroad, she and Ryan would never have to see each other again. Just as Mrs. Sullivan was about to speak, a magnetic male voice suddenly came from behind the two of them. Nancy, what are you chatting about with Mom? Nancy turned around and saw Ryan, whom she hadn't seen for days, in a black suit walking towards them. Ryan, seeing her son approach, Mrs. Sullivan was about to step forward to scold him. Why are you here? With 3 parts surprise and 7 parts reassurance, Nancy stood up and gave Mrs. Sullivan a pleading look, interrupting her at the right moment. I missed you, so I came to pick you up on the way. Ryan's eyes were a bit guilty. Actually, he had come on purpose after learning of Nancy's whereabouts. After saying goodbye to the worried Mrs. Sullivan, the two took their bags and left the Sullivan family mansion. On the way back, heavy rain beat against the car windows, but inside it was completely silent. Ryan was silent for a long time before he finally spoke. Nancy, actually, Fiona and I are over. It's just that she just came back to the country and had heart surgery a few years ago, so her health isn't good. As an old friend, I just went to help her settle in, so I hope you can understand. Nancy looked out at the rain blurring her view through the window and nodded. If only she hadn't seen how excited Ryan was when he dropped everything to run and meet Fiona the day she returned. If only she hadn't seen Ryan sell the watch he had used for years and exchange it for a cheap bracelet Fiona had given him. If only, there were too many if onlys. Nancy no longer had any expectations or trust. The car was quiet for a moment before Ryan spoke again. Nancy, what was that document you had me sign half a month ago? As soon as he finished speaking, Nancy turned to look at Ryan, her eyes 3 parts surprised and 7 parts bitter smile. He only remembered to ask now? But then again, since Fiona came back, how could he care about anything else? Nancy was about to speak when Ryan's phone suddenly rang. Seeing the name displayed on the car screen, Ryan's face suddenly became tense. It's okay, answer it. Maybe it's something important? Nancy looked out the window, appearing unconcerned, which made Ryan suddenly feel afraid. But in the end he still answered the call, with the car speakers automatically on. Ryan, I miss you so much it hurts. Can we meet? Hearing the coquettish tone on the other end, Ryan's slender fingers gripping the steering wheel turned slightly white, and his expression suddenly turned cold. Fiona, I'm married now. I've told you many times, don't talk to me in that tone. There was silence on the other end for a moment before Fiona said, but Ryan, I was supposed to be the bride at that wedding back then. The car suddenly screeched to a halt in the middle of the road, the tires making a huge sound as they skidded on the ground. In 3 years of marriage, this was the first time Nancy had seen Ryan lose control. He shouted at